Hi lovelies, welcome back to another session of Girl and Mom Talks. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Caroline.
Well, we've been doing different types of videos. We did one on relationships, teenage relationships, and then we did one on abusive relationships, and now we're going to be talking about teenage LGBTQ. Now, when people say homo, I'm usually very skeptical about it because I know homo is homophobic. So when Dad was saying homo, and I'm like, Dad, doesn't homo mean homophobic? And that was that was like, that is so abstract thinking. Yeah, because I'm used to homo being homophobic, and Dad was telling me that homo means homosexual. And I'm like, what?
I didn't know that. Even I know homo is being homosexual.
That's homophobic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mom, what is your point of view, and what would you say about teenage LGBTQ?
Teenage LGBTQ, is it real?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is. It's very real.
Okay, first of all, I really need to put this disclaimer in front. I'm not an expert when it comes to LGBTQ.
Yeah.
I am not an expert, and I do not have a lot of information when it comes to LGBTQ. But that doesn't mean that I've not dealt with LGBTQs a lot. I have friends who are lesbians. I have friends who are gay, but they are older. But I've also had cases of young teenagers who are brought to me because they're suspended from school for being homosexuals, or for being lesbians or being gay. So whenever I deal with teenagers who are brought to me because they are lesbians or gay, I don't do conversion therapy. I don't try to convert them to be not to be what what they feel they don't want to be, or to be what I think they should be. I don't do that. So what basically I usually do, I take care of their mental health. I discuss other things that they feel that disturbing them. I probably would ask them why they feel that they are homosexual, or why they feel they are gay, or why they feel that, or why they think that they are lesbians, and we get into discussions. And I will not get into that. However, I would want to bring it very clearly to teenagers that in teenagehood, that is the stage whereby they you guys usually go through something called identity versus confusion. Identity, whereby a child knows whom they are, where they're going to, and what they need in life. They know that I am a girl, or I am a boy, or I feel like I'm lesbian, or I'm gay, or something like that. And they know what they want in life. In the confusion part of it, where again most of you usually go through, is trying to identify who you are sexually. Yes, you are trying to identify with people whom you think are your role models. And it is this stage whereby majority of teenagers, they do not listen to their parents. This is a stage whereby your friends are more important than your parents. Your role model is more important than your parents. This is a stage whereby majority of you will stay the whole night listening to the favorite musician. And so you want to be like that musician. I remember Piper on what do you call it, in Henry Danger, whereby she was insisting that she is gluten sensitive, yet she was not. Why? Because the role model that she was looking at was gluten sensitive. So she wanted to be like that. I remember when I was a teenager, I changed my name to be Harriet. I didn't want Caroline anymore. Why? Because I admired a lady who was called Harriet. I loved the way she was singing. That time I was also in choir. I loved the way she was walking, and then she was really disciplined, and I felt like that should be my role model. So I called myself Harriet. Then we have other people, other teenagers who would see them with that black, they goth, yes, and they feel they want to be identified with that. So teenagers always want to identify themselves with somebody or with something. So when it comes back to lesbianism and gay, it's also that moment of their stages where they're trying to identify their sexuality. That is the stage where masturbation usually starts. Yes, because your sex hormones are on the drive, and you are there. You're confused. Don't know whether you should have sex with a guy because you don't know how it's going to feel. And teenagers are usually told, don't have sex, that boy is bad, you're going to get pregnant. There's so many negative things that are put when it comes to having sex with a boy. So some of you might decide, see, I can just satisfy myself with another girl, because that option is there. The guy also might feel like, me, I don't want to get another woman pregnant or something. Also, why can I just, use this other? So there's a lot of things that's going on at your age that really needs to be discussed at length when you're going through this, so that you don't end up being confused.
I feel like most of the time parents tend to ignore the LGBTQ topic. So even the parents that talk to their children about sexuality and everything, they leave out the LGBTQ because they tend to think that my child is normal. What if your child is not like that? What do you think? Because what you're trying to say is that in cases I've actually found in such a case where there's a girl who feels like if I have sex with a boy, I'll get pregnant, I'll have STIs. There's all those chances of having all those things happening, and they're like, why not get into a relationship with a girl? Because there's a situation where you get to explore everything. So the girl is like, why don't I get into a relationship with a girl? And they get into a relationship with a girl, and they have chances of having sex. They have sex. They're in a relationship, and this is where you find that the parents don't know, because the parents, they'll get in with a girl in the room, and you won't know it. You'll be
actually,
like,
I wouldn't know. Even if you go with a girl in the room, I wouldn't know that you're lesbian.
So I think that's one of the reasons why lesbianism is around. But also in our teenage case, I have a lot of lesbian and gay friends, but so I get to know the experiences, and one of also the reasons why most of them become gay or the lesbian is because they feel like that the gender rejected me. They feel like I'm not attractive to this type of gender, so why not get attractive to the opposite? I'm not attractive to the opposite gender, so why not be attractive to my gender so that they can like me? And that's why you find situations where you reject a girl and they become so defensive and they find you to be homophobic. I actually have a problem with that. I've actually lost a lot of friends because you find a case where they confess to you and you're like, I'm not lesbian, but they don't want to accept that, so they brand you as homophobic, and you're like, I've been there for you, I've been there through everything, and now you're branding me homophobic
because
just because I rejected you, just because I don't want to be lesbian. So I usually have a problem with that a lot, but then I don't blame them, because identifying femboys is very easy.
What's femboy?
A femboy is the masculine side of like lesbians.
Also, it's a girl, but the body is masculine. So they're called femboys.
They're called femboys. Another name is stud.
Stud.
A lot of people use studs. Yeah, they're called studs. If you go, it's mostly common around people who are 20s. They're the ones who call them studs, but also call them femboys.
So femboys are teenagers?
Not really teenagers.
Oh, okay.
It's the general meaning to that. It's general meaning to he, she, he, she actually. Yeah, it's
the pronoun. Something.
Yeah, it's the pronoun, the main pronoun.
Okay.
So actually, identifying girls who are lesbians, the girls side now, it's very hard. So I don't blame them, but at some point I'm like, you should accept that I'm not lesbian. Yeah.
So this is something that happens a lot with teenagers. It
happens a lot. It's very it's popular. There are girls who become lesbian because they simply don't want to get into a relationship with guys. They get in, they date through this, and then they're like, me, once I reach university, I'm going to break up with you. It's actually a deal.
Oh.
You find cases where there are deals like, I'm going to get into a relationship with you, and then I'm going to get into a relationship with you. We're not going to break up. We're going to be through all this. So it's that fear of getting into a relationship with guy being broken up with.
Or getting pregnant.
It's avoiding those things.
So majority of teenagers, you want to tell me if I understand you correctly, that they decide to become lesbians in school when they are teenagers, because they want to satisfy the sexual need, but they don't want to have it with the opposite sex.
Yes.
Opposite gender.
Yeah. It's a fear.
Oh, it's a fear.
Yeah, it's a huge fear.
So that's the reason why actually I was telling you, I think for a teenager to decide that I'm lesbian or I'm gay, now I know that there's also this other reason.
Yeah.
But I think it could be somehow a rash decision, because I know even us when we were in school, we used to call them nyongwenyo.
What?
Nyongwenyo. I wasn't part of it. To be honest, I wasn't part of it. Me, I remember me, Lillian, and Doreen, we were three friends. We're calling ourselves DLCs. We have three friends that we were not lesbians. But there were other people also in other classes who were not lesbians. But there were those other people who were practicing it. But the moment we left high school, they didn't continue with it. They are married actually. I think almost all of them are married and they're having a life. They have children. And you ask them, are you still a lesbian? Like, I don't even know what I was doing when I was in high school. So these are the kind of things that a majority of teenagers usually do. And then when they become older, out of school, there's that room now where they have the freedom to do whatever they want to do. And sometimes being a lesbian in school, it could also mean that you don't have a choice. You are surrounded with girls only. And boys are also surrounded with boys only. And this is a stage whereby majority of you are exploring your sexuality. And this is a stage also where majority of you start masturbating to satisfy your sexual need. The sexual needs are there. They are real. You know, that's one part that majority of people don't understand. The sexual feelings are very real. So how do you contain so that they don't take over the whole brain? That's the reason why we tend to probably make you have a lot of things in your mind, so that when your mind is idle, it is easy for you to always think about it. But when your mind is busy, there's no room. The room is there, yes, but it is limited. So the gays and lesbianism in high school, it could be just that feeling like you want to satisfy your sexual need, and the people who are surrounding you are girls.
Okay, Mom, I've just remembered something. In terms of rushed decisions, yes, there's some which are rushed decisions. Someone who'll see someone and they're attracted to, like, you know, nowadays people fall in love very fast. You meet someone on Monday and you're in love by Friday. You're in love, seriously. And we will marry each other.
And you make decisions.
You make decisions. You plan a bit by next week. You've already broken up. But those are rushed decisions. And for you to brand yourself lesbian or gay, that's a whole different thing. Because people who go into rushed decisions, then they'll say that I'm bisexual. They call themselves bi. So if you meet someone who's bi, me and my friends usually call them confused elements. Because you don't know who you're attracted to.
That is why I say in teenagehood there's a lot of this identity and there's confusion.
We usually call them confused elements because someone will be attracted to a girl for 5 days. The next day they're attracted to a guy in the name of being bisexual. And I'm usually like, how? Okay, sometimes I'm like, I talk to one of them and I was like, did you actually sit down and decide that you actually want to be a bisexual? And they're like, yeah, I'm just bisexual because in this world of nowadays, you don't know when you'll get into a relationship. So if someone gives you like an attention, then you become attracted to it. And I think I'm past that phase. I'm past that phase. Because someone used to show me a bit of attention and then I get attracted to the feelings because I get it. But now there's some bit of attention and I'm like,
maybe because you're busy or something.
I think because I'm very busy nowadays. But still, if someone shows me a bit of attention, because nowadays love is very funny. You've talked to someone for 3 hours, Mom, 3 hours, and they're already like, I love you, and I'll give you the world, I'll give you money, and I'm like, what? I've known you for 3 hours.
And you want to give me the whole world.
And then they're like, I'm like, you don't even know me. And then they decided that we'll get to know each other
as you move forward.
Yeah, as we move forward. I'm like, what?
At what point are you supposed to finish your school and getting married?
Yeah, I'm like, what? So most people who are bisexual are those ones of, I'll get an attention. I'll get an attention. Yeah. So they keep
they're trying,
from
yeah.
And on the other side, people who are gay and lesbians take time to realize it. Because you find, actually I've talked to some of my friends and they're like, Stacey, I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried. It actually took like a whole year from one of my friends to actually decide it. Because she used to say she's attracted to girls and then we would be like, are you lesbian? And she's like, no. So it took quite a while. And then like, me, I've just accepted I'm lesbian. Because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm attracted to girls.
How many years your age mates?
We're not age mates. She's 17. My friend group is full of different ages. So like the youngest in our group is 13. Yeah. But it's from 13 to 18. So it's still teen, yeah. But this is someone who's like tried. And when it comes to also my gay friends, having gay people, being surrounded by gay people is just fun. I
know. I have friends who are gay and they're really
they're nice.
I think the gays are kind of, the majority of them that I've dealt with are very kind-hearted.
They're very kind-hearted.
Majority of them. Like I said before, I'm not an expert when it comes to lesbianism and gay. Though I have dealt with one girl who is in university.
Yeah.
And she started fighting being lesbian since she was in primary school. And she fought it. She went to boarding school and she got more attracted to girls. And so she came out and told the mother that she doesn't want to be in that school because that school is full of lesbianism. She didn't say that she's the one who was actually she was the one who was attracted to them. And then the mother transferred her to a day school. And so at least here she could manage it. She could manage those feelings. Yeah. And then when she went to university, it became even more, and she has gone to see doctors, she's seen psychiatrists, she's seen prayer people to make her not have those feelings, and she even got pregnant to prove to herself that she's actually a woman and she's not attracted to men. But it has not helped her, and I had to refer to somebody else who's senior than me. Yeah. And I wouldn't comfortably sit here and say that those feelings are like there. You know, I can't confidently say that I understand or I don't understand how they feel. I can't start the same way. I cannot start telling somebody, even if you fall in love with a guy whom I don't like, if I fall in love with a random guy who is like, Stacey, what are you seeing in that guy? You see those kind of things. I cannot start telling somebody you love that person because that is what your feeling is. When it comes to love and feelings and sexual feelings, it's something that I'm not an expert in. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to talk much and try to defend it or to accept it. Yeah. For me, I accept you the way you are and the way you come to me. However, I know there are some teenagers who are suspended from school who are being accused to be lesbians, yet they are not. So because the schools have branded them to be lesbians, there's another one who came and told me that they are suspended because the teacher actually told her to go to turn around, and then they concluded that you look like a boy, you are a lesbian, and so she was suspended. You see, and this really killed. So sometimes even us as adults, we tend to probably somehow push you guys to where you don't have to be, and I think it's a topic that it really needs to be discussed further. And parents really need to open spaces like this.
They need to stop. They need to stop ignoring the LGBTQ thing because it's possible. It works. It happens. Even best friends do it. Best friends, girls and boys. It's there.
It's there.
It's just something that people are ignoring because people tend to think that's how
it's demonic, it's devilish, it's bad, it's against the rules of nature. But a lot of teenagers, do you think a lot of teenagers are gays?
Yes, a lot. Not actually. Yeah, gays and lesbians a lot.
Yeah, but the parents don't know.
Parents don't know.
I also know of cases whereby I talked to one of the parents who came to find out that the son is gay, and this son asked the mother, "Mom, but you remember when I was young, when I was a baby, I've been playing with dolls, I've been playing with girls, I've been putting on girls' clothes. It's something that it started when I was young. Why do you have a problem right now?" And actually, the mother confessed that the boy started playing with girls and girls things, and even putting on dresses when he was young. But the mother thought that it's going to end probably when the boy gets to high school.
Yeah.
But it looks like it so parents, I think you really need to have an open mind and have these discussions with your teenagers, because it could be they are confused, like I said, or it could be probably that's what they've decided to be. So try to talk about sexuality at large, and do not just limit it to opposite gender. Because most of us we usually do that a lot. We just limit it to opposite gender. So open up the space so that you understand or get to learn more on what your child really thinks about all this, or what if they are probably practicing it in schools.
So that's everything for today. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And if you've been with us, don't forget to also like, and you can also comment, tell us what your thoughts are, and you can also give us other tips on what to talk about. Thank you.